explain why we had the down years. During the war, we did not have the talent to compete against anybody. We had freshmen playing on our team, and we had people with 4F military status. And all of our best talent was out fighting the war. And after the war, we couldn't get anybody. And Oklahoma got everyone. And right after the war, Oklahoma became the dominant team of the Big 6 conference, and then it quickly became the Big 7 conference. And throughout this era, we struggled and struggled and struggled. We had some bright spots. One of the bright spots was a gentleman by the name of Tom Novak, Tom Trainwreck Novak. He played in 1947, 48, 49. Actually, he played from 46 to 49. He was an all-conference 4 years. He was an all-American. One of the great players in Nebraska football history, but he was playing at a time when the program was just floundering, trying to do something. We also had a player shortly after that in 1950 by the name of Bobby Mills. I'm going to talk about him in a second. But Nebraska went into a down period. Even though we had a few bright players, we just couldn't get over the hurdle. And it seemed like the longer that the team went into the 50s, the worse it became. Now I'm going to turn the chairs around here. This display here is something that we'll just want to let the people sit and look at. This is kind of a display, just kind of celebrating the fans and fan memorabilia and the way people dress during different eras. It's not one era, it's just kind of a collage, but there's a lot of very interesting things in here, and something that I think a lot of fans will enjoy looking at. But getting on with the history, as the 50s continued, in 1954, the Orange Bowl had made a rule, and their rule was if you've been to the Orange Bowl the year before, you can't go again the very next year. So in 1954, Oklahoma won the Big 7 conference. In fact, I think they beat Nebraska something like 47-0. I mean, we weren't even on the same field as them. But because Oklahoma had been to the Orange Bowl the year before, they were not allowed to go again. So in 1954, because Nebraska came in second in the Big 7, Nebraska was invited to its second bowl game. And so the second bowl game in the history of Nebraska was actually the bowl game played on January 1, 1955, and there's a program up there from that game. But that was a bowl game that Nebraska never was excited about because we all knew we were second best in the conference. We really shouldn't even have been there. But basically because of may I say, a stupid rule because of the Orange Bowl, we were invited to go there. So you can see as the 50s started growing, Oklahoma was getting stronger and stronger, and we were getting weaker and weaker, and it just seems like we couldn't do anything. In 1956, we hired a gentleman by the name of Pete Elliott as head coach. Pete Elliott had been an assistant coach at the University of Oklahoma. And we thought, well, if we can't beat them, let's join them. Let's take some of the great coaches. So we hired Pete Elliott, and along with Pete Elliott, he brought another friend of his, which was Bill Jennings. And Bill Jennings was an assistant to Pete. And Pete was really a good coach. He was young, he was energetic, he was charismatic, very similar to what maybe a Rick Neuheisel is today. If any of you know who Rick Neuheisel is, the coach in Colorado. But Pete Elliott was young, immature. He stayed 1 year, and then he used the University of Nebraska at a time to get a raise. So he went around and shopped the services of other universities, and he found other universities willing to pay him more money. So he left after 1 year, which once again put the program in pretty stability. And so what Nebraska then did is hired Bill Jennings as the head coach, who came with Pete Elliott from Oklahoma. So in 1957, Bill Jennings became head coach of the Cornhusker. Bill Jennings was one of the great recruiters. He knew how to get talent into the program. He was also very good when it comes to having a very good football mind. One thing that Bill Jennings was not is he was easily swayed, and whenever an assistant coach came up and wanted him to do something, he did it. He was not hard enough. And as a result, the team kind of never knew which direction they were going to go. And so during the Jennings era, which was 1957 to 1961, the team did not win very many games. But there was one game that they did win. If you want to come down here a little bit more. Yeah, this is traffic. You kind of just come around here and talk about that wall. We fast forward to 1959, and by now, Oklahoma had won a couple national titles, and they had just completed like a 40-game win streak, which Notre Dame had snapped. But they still had another streak going. They had like a 69-game conference win streak. That means the Oklahoma Sooners had not lost a conference game since the late 1940s. And here we are heading into late 1950s. And a conference team did not beat them. Now, in 1959, when Oklahoma came into Nebraska, they were already counting number 70. They were celebrating the fact that they were going to have 70 conference wins in a row. And I'll tell you what, never ever should the 1959 Nebraska team, never should they have beaten the Oklahoma Sooners. But on that day, the Cornhuskers played their hearts out and beat Oklahoma and snapped their 69-game win streak. And that is the first glimmer of hope that Nebraska had had for many years. Finally, the mighty Sooners had fallen down. And then to make matters worse, the next year we went down to Norman. And again, with a bunch of teams that couldn't beat, with a team that didn't beat anybody else, we beat the Oklahoma Sooners in Norman. And that really teed off the Sooners. And that is really the birth of the Nebraska-Oklahoma rivalry. I mean, they had been beating us, since the World War II. But when we beat them 2 years in a row, that really teed them off. And finally, there was a team in the conference that was willing to stand up to them. Well, Bill Jennings coached a couple more years, and at the end of 1961, he had lived out his 5-year contract, and the athletic board approached him and said, we just need to go in a different direction. And here is a case in history when the athletic board did make the right decision. Bill Jennings was a wonderful man, a good recruiter, but he was not a great head coach. He would have been a great assistant